Good morning, children. Today in our class, we are going to start with the next paragraph writing of the chapter How Wisdom Got Out. So, under this, there are two paragraphs. One is of strange habits, which I've already discussed in the last video. In this video, we're going to do the paragraph which is under the section of Learn to Write on page number 19 of your literature textbook. Okay, so before I start with this paragraph, I first want to tell you that what do we understand by an act of kindness. What is the meaning of an act of kindness? Okay, an act of kindness is a spontaneous gesture of goodwill for someone. It may involve helping others. So, kind, if you're kind to somebody, that means you're helpful to someone. So, an act of kindness means when you are willing to act someone, when you do something that helps someone else, that is called an act of kindness. Okay, we will look at some examples of what an act of kindness can be. In this picture, we see that there is a man who is helping a lady. She is old and she is also blind. He is helping the lady to cross the road. So, helping an old or blind person to cross the road can be an act of kindness. Next example. So, here you see that there is one friend who's trying to help the other friend. Helping a friend to complete his or her schoolwork when he or she had been absent. So many a times it happens with you all that one of your friend is absent from school for a couple of days because he or she may or may not be well, right? So when this friend of yours comes back to school, you should help that friend to complete all the pending work. So helping a friend to complete his or her pending work can also be an act of kindness. Next example. Here there is an older brother who is making the younger sister read a story book. So taking care of your sibling when your mother is not well. Sibling means brothers and sisters. Your own brother or your own sister will be your sibling. Okay, so what can be an act of kindness? If suppose your mother is not well, or maybe if your mother has some very important work and she has gone out of the home and your father is also not at home, you should be taking care of your younger brother or your younger sister. So when you take care of your younger sibling, that is also an act of kindness. Next example. Sharing tiffin. There are two friends and they are sharing tiffin. Sharing your lunch with friends when they don't have theirs. Sometimes if it happens that there is a friend of yours who forgot to get his or her lunch to school that day, so you should always offer your lunch to your friend. You should not let your friend be hungry during the whole school time. So sharing your lunch is also an act of kindness. Next example. Here you see a lady who's protecting a dog. So, helping an injured animal on the street. Sometimes you may see that a cat or a dog on the street, they have got hurt and nobody comes to help them. You should also help them. That is also an act of kindness. Here the lady is protecting the dog from coming under the car. So these are few examples of an act of kindness. Okay, I have only given you 5 examples over here. You will think about your own. Okay, you don't have to stick to whatever examples are given you. You can make up your own. Let's see what is there on your book on page number 19. So this is a picture I've taken from your book. This is the exercise that's given in your book. Let's read this. Anansi used to give advice to the people in the village and help them resolve their problems. Has anyone done the same for you? Or have you ever helped solve someone else's problems? So it is telling you that, like in the story, you read that Father Anansi used to help all the others in the village by helping them get answers to their questions. He used to solve their problem. So it is asking, have you also done the same for someone? Have you helped someone in the same way? Or has somebody else helped you? It can be either you helping someone else or someone else helping you. You have to think about it. Okay, if something like this has ever happened with you in the past. Write a short paragraph on something that you did for someone or something that someone did for you. So either it can be something an act of kindness that you have done for someone, so a help that you have given to someone else, or it can be something that someone else has helped you with. It can also be that if someone else has shown an act of kindness to you, it can be anyone. Okay, use the chart below, it may help you to build an account of the experience. So now when you write the paragraph, you have to follow these points. First is setting. Where and when did this act take place? So first what you will think and write, you will think that where and when did the act of kindness take place. So if you want to write about something that you have done to someone, you will think about when did you help someone and where did you help that person. And if you want to write about about a help that someone else has done for you, then you will think about when and where did that person help you. So the situation, okay, you have to first write about the situation in which that thing happened. Second, you will write about the characters, who were the people in it. So it was you and who else with you, who were you helping or who was helping you. So characters of the situation, who all were there, you have to write the names of the people. Third, you will write about what was the problem of the need. So what was the problem? What exactly happened? So if you want to write about the thing that you helped an old lady to cross the road, so you can write that the problem that the old lady was facing, that she was too old, she couldn't walk past the road, she needed help to cross the road. So this is how you will write about the problem with which you have helped. Okay. Last, you will write solution. How was the problem solved? So you have to write that how did you solve. So in this case, if you want to write about an old lady who was struggling to cross the road, you can say that you saw an old lady standing at the edge of the footpath who wanted to cross the road, but because the cars were coming in a great speed, she couldn't cross. So you can say that you were looking at her, you were thinking how to help her. Finally, you asked your father to give you one moment and then you went and helped the lady to cross the road. You can write anything like that. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. So first setting, then characters, then problem, and then solution. Okay, there is an example which is given in your book, an example paragraph. This is only for reading. You should be very careful that you should not copy this in your notebook. Okay, so the example is, I'm going to read this out to you. I will always remember what Krishna and Abhishek did for me last summer. My mother had bought me a bicycle, but she did not have the time to teach me to ride it. I needed someone to help me learn. I told my friends about it and they came over immediately. They helped me take my brand new bike out. They helped me get on the bike and taught me how to ride it. They also encouraged me by telling me that I was doing fine when I really wasn't. They picked me up when I fell down. They were wonderful. I can now ride because of them. So here the boy who has written this paragraph, he has written about his friends Krishna and Abhishek, and what is the time? It is last summer. So who was involved? Krishna and Abhishek. What was the time? It was last summer. The person who's written the paragraph, his mother got him a bicycle. The help he needed was to learn how to ride the bicycle. Solution was that friends came over and helped him learn it. Okay, now please remember that this is only for understanding. This is an example paragraph. You will not copy this in your notebook. Okay, so you will make your own paragraph and you're going to write this in your English 1 notebook. Remember, English 1 notebook is for English language. All the language work and all the writing skill portion will be done in your English 1 copy itself. Okay, so you can write the paragraph in the English 1 copy following the instructions I've told you in the video. If in case you don't have a new copy, you will again write this in your rough copy. Keep the rough copy safely. Whenever you get your new books and notebooks, then you can copy it in your new notebook. Alright, that's all for this video. Thank you.